It's not enough for me to just have a look at the website. I had a conversation with a member of the team from freejobs.com.au with John Lynch. I had some questions for him regarding the motivation behind building this website, building this business, and what the team is seeking to achieve from it. The interview goes for around 7 minutes. I'm going to play it for you right now. All right, so we are joined here right now by one of the team members from freejobs.com.au. We're joined here by John Lynch. John, welcome to MCJ Report. And let me start off by asking you, what was the motivation for starting freejobs.com.au and what is the team seeking to achieve?
Yeah, thanks for having us, Morgan. So the whole premise for Free Jobs came around with the release of Seek and a press release they had in and around your vaccination status. That they were in this press release saying the probability that it would occur that they would now accompany candidates who are applying for jobs on their platform. And so we were very unhappy with that public statement. We thought that that's not how a free country operates, where you need to now declare your private medical information to disclose that to employers, and that's the basis of whether you're employed or not. Highly discriminatory, and we feel it violates so many principles of human rights, medical freedom, medical privacy, bodily autonomy. We're not having this. We're going to come up with a solution that goes along parallel with them, but it's on the premise that businesses and employers will not ask for that information and they will not request that as a provision of employment. So, we think it's just going back to what it was prior to this whole, vaccination status, mess which has been created by our government. Go back to that and you just offer a jobs platform where businesses aren't going to involve themselves in your personal medical privacy.
That sounds really good. So just to make it clear for the people listening at home, and as you know, there is a great deal of concern out in the community surrounding these types of demands that we've seen from the government. The employers listing jobs on freejobs.com.au, they won't be requesting some sort of documentation in relation to what medical interventions people have had in of course, relation to the government's demands.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So part of the terms and conditions to use the website is that employers agree, but by posting an ad or signing up as an employer, but they agree that they will not request that information from employees as far as vaccination status is concerned, or nor will they mandate any type of vaccination into the future. So we're really providing a platform and addressing a lot of those fears that are out in the community, that they just want to work for people who aren't going to involve themselves in their medical business. That's between the employee and their doctor, and nobody else should be involved in that, nor should the government. But here we are.
Excellent. And it's the services are Australia wide that you're providing. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it's an Australia-wide platform. You can basically post a job, that can cover anywhere in Australia or all states. We've even got some current jobs on there where they're looking for sort of territory managers, as it were, for different states. And so really any employer can hop on as long as they meet those or agree to those conditions, that they will not request vaccination status or they will not mandate any vaccination program for their staff into the future. They're welcome to come onto the platform. And let me tell you, there is thousands of people that have already, the site's been only live for 2 to 3 weeks now. And we've had thousands and thousands of people coming onto the site, even on Facebook, where there has been some activity there as well. Overwhelmingly, I would say, 997 out of 1,000, people are actually very, very positive and supportive of the platform itself. So that's very encouraging. It just goes to show people really respect freedoms, and they know what they are, and they know that they should, support those businesses that are there to support their freedoms.
I really like the sound of that. Now, this is not limited to any one industry. Is that right? Can any employer from any industry jump on, create an account, and start posting jobs?
100%. That is correct. Yes. So it covers all different industries. And if there's an industry there that's not listed, please just email us on the email form. We'll add that industry, but we're covering every single industry that's available out there. If, as I said, as long as they're willing to respect the employee's decision not to provide that medical information and vaccination status, and also mandating vaccines, they're welcome to advertise on the platform.
All right, now, John, from what I understand, it actually right now doesn't cost anything for employers or employees to register with the site. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So at the moment, it would never cost anything for candidates to enroll and upload their resume, to set job alerts. That's just a free service. Employers at the moment, we are offering them the free of charge advertising. So a standard jobs ad is the 30-day ad. They get 2 of those free on the house. And we're just really excited about employers coming on that respect employees' rights and their medical privacy and their freedoms. So we'll keep that operating until we have, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on their employers listing jobs, and we're able to help out all these thousands of people that are looking for work at the moment with employers who respect their human rights and their medical freedom.
Okay, fantastic. Now, finally, what do employers and employees need to do to get registered with this service?
Yeah, so it's very simple. They just go to freejobs.com.au, click the register button, and they can either choose if they're a candidate, obviously, if they're looking for work, or if they're an employer, they just choose the employer box. They go through and just fill out their details, post their job ad. If they're an an employee, then they can upload their resume, they can look for jobs, they can set job alerts, so they'll be notified of when new jobs come on the platform on email. They set their industry, their type of job, etc. So it's a typical, jobs platform. It does all of those things, and the employers can, shortlist people, and they can organize interviews through the platform. So it's got all that functionality with it. And we're just really happy to start seeing businesses on there, and we'd love to see a lot more get on there very, very soon.
Well, John, I want to thank you for your time today, and for the audience at home, that is freejobs.com.au. Go and check it out. And John, thank you, and we hope to have you back on the show.
Thanks, Morgan. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right. So once again, thank you to John for giving us that insight. And for employers out there and for employees who don't want to be discriminated against, it's freejobs.com.au. For employers, you've really got nothing to lose. So jump on, and as John said, there's a promotional period. You can go ahead and post a couple of jobs up. It won't cost you a thing. And of course, by doing this, you can uphold the human rights of your workers. And well, that is my call out to all employers, to uphold the human rights of your workers. So a really, really great initiative. Okay, so this wraps up this particular segment of the show. Let's keep it moving along, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, so next segment is very, very much on topic, and it's in relation to the business directory from Reignite Democracy Australia. So following a similar theme of upholding rights and refusing to discriminate, RDA has launched a couple of months ago now a business directory for businesses who are not willing to discriminate along the grounds of which we've just mentioned. This is a wonderful initiative, and the business directory is very user-friendly. The functionality is great. If you're looking for any type of business, you can search for what you're looking for. You can search by location. An app is actually on the way in order to provide ease of use, so you can find businesses on the fly and go on in there with the peace of mind of knowing that you're not going to be made out you're not going to be made out like you're some sort of dirty person or something like that, which of course you are most definitely not. Now, I've got an interview here with Monica from RDA. I think some of you might know who Monica is, and she just talks us through the business directory, what the motivation is behind it, and how it works and what it seeks to achieve. The interview goes for about 5 minutes. I'm going to play that for you right now. All right, so we are joined here by Monica from RDA. Monica, welcome to MCJ Report. Now, tell us a little bit about the RDA Business Directory and what is it seeking to achieve?
Well, we actually started this about 6 weeks ago. And the idea is that, RDA has quite a large audience, and I wanted them to know the businesses around their area that they could support, and businesses that weren't going to make them feel less human for having a medical exemption or for wanting to pay cash. So it's basically just giving people the option of a safe place to go and shop. And also it's supporting local businesses that support, human rights.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Now, a lot of people right now are really concerned about discrimination along the grounds of vaccination status and things like that. So, what can people expect from businesses on this directory regarding those concerns?
Of course, well, all of the wording on the directory was looked over by lawyers to make sure that, no one's breaching any laws by being a part of this directory. So that's really important to us. And what people can expect is that, it's actually not a business owner's job to police these things like masks, mandates, the QR codes, etc. What businesses need to do is provide what the government wants them to. So they provide a QR code, and they, assume innocence instead of assuming guilt. So if someone isn't wearing a mask, the business owner would assume that they have an exemption instead of, berating them to find out exactly why. If they want to pay cash, they can, because that's legal tender. And the QR code check-in is there, but it's not the business owner's job to police it.
Okay, fair enough. Now, talk to us a little bit about the functionality of RDA Business Directory in terms of finding businesses, options, using the location services and things like that.
That's right. Well, currently it's on the website and it's very user-friendly. You can type in your postcode, you can type in the type of business that you want to see, and also there's headings of different industries as well. But very soon, and we're just waiting for approval, but very soon we're going to have an app as well, which is going to make it even easier. So you can be somewhere and say, I would like to find my closest cafe, and the app will actually just show you how far away the closest cafe is. So the functionality is still okay on a phone, but it's not as good as an app. But right now the website is absolutely functioning, and it's doing really, really well. Businesses have had a lot of business, which is exactly what it's designed for. So
perfect. Now, I understand that the service is Australia-wide, and what types of businesses can people expect to find on there?
Well, everything. There's everything from concreting to ducted heating to cafes to beauticians, and a lot of natural health services, as you can imagine, as well. So there's tons of options on there. I think we've got close to 400 at the moment. So there's plenty of options all over Australia.
Okay, perfect. And if a business wants to get involved and register with this registry, how do they go about doing it?
Well, you go to the website, Reignite Democracy Australia, and the business directory is right there on the homepage, but it's also under initiatives, business directory, and it's $29 a year, which, we have a database of 70,000 people now. So it's really a great price for what the service provides. So www.reignitedemocracyaustralia.com.au/business-directory. That's where you'll find it.
Perfect. And before we wrap it up for today, any final words?
Well, I think it's really important that we plan for potentially the worst case scenario, which is a shadow economy. It's not really what we have in mind. It's not really what we want to do, but we may have to have it. And this is the start of that. And, with freejobs.com.au as well, really it's a full solution for employees and employers who simply just want to follow the law of privacy and discrimination and so forth. So it's a great solution. And I'm really excited that that we have this, and we have the freejobs.com.au so that people can find jobs in safe places.
Perfect. Sounds great. So for business owners at home, that is reignitedemocracyaustralia.com.au. Navigate to the business directory, fill out the form, and away you go. Monica, thank you for your time and hope to have you back on the show really soon.
Thank you so much.
See ya. All right, so a big thank you to Monica from RDA. So how good is the business directory? Honestly, as a consumer, it costs you absolutely nothing to jump on, and it costs you nothing to support businesses that actually care about human rights, businesses that are not seeking to discriminate along the grounds of Daniel Andrews and that sort of rubbish. And of course, for business owners, I believe it's a very good deal, $29.95 a year. And I know personally businesses that have jumped on board that have gotten really good business. So in my opinion, everybody wins. And I know that it might be a little bit unfortunate that we need to operate this way in a shadow-like manner, but ultimately we have a huge fight on our hands, and this type of infrastructure simply needs to be in place to protect us, to protect rights of citizens, and this is a matter of holding the line and continuing the fight. So that wraps us up for this segment of the show.